Templars. It's gonna be over. Load this one, right? Is that the most recent save, or is it this one? I can't remember. I guess it's this one. Yeah, this is where we're going to talk, because I remember we were going to go head to the hospital and talk to somebody, I think. I can't remember specifically, because it's been a couple of weeks since I played this last, so... Yeah. Let's see, where's the hospital? I guess it's the hospital, right?
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint. I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand, and pulled. The door was locked.
Oh, damn. Well, that slipped. I guess we can't go in that. Or at least, not yet. Or maybe we're not supposed to go in there. I don't know. But anyway, let's go inside the hospital. Can't remember what we're supposed to do here. We're supposed to, talk to somebody, aren't we?
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Benny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
Hilarious. Alright, let's ask about everything.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Alright.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
Okay.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Isn't that used to snap the patient's brain when exploring the abdomen?
No.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No, sir.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir.
You know nothing,
Shake
right?
my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Oh, okay.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
See you later.
Right.
Okay, well that was pointless. What is she? Can we talk to her next? See what she has to
Excuse
say.
me.
Yes, sir?
Ooh, she likes
Is this
him.
the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Let's ask things.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
That's right.
Why don't you give me a break and go and play with someone else?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Okay.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around. The hospital insurance wouldn't cover it if it was stolen.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
Well, I didn't
For
mean
me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here.
Aha.
Now, let me see. He was on ward B12, as I recall.
Oh, well, I didn't intend to,
Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
Nurse Grendel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade.
Ooh.
Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine.
Kinky.
6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Okay. Anything else?
Have you heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? The kind of place where you get little umbrellas and whelks.
Huh? That's romantic?
What's that? Okay, I think we're done here. Let's,
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Alright, so now I know where to go. I'm gonna pause a minute. Let's see. I don't know if I'm on a time limit here or anything. And I don't want to, like, have to, like, do this sequence more than once. So let's see, where is... Okay, stick to the... Syria. We're not in Syria yet, are we? Turn it on. Okay, we're not there yet. Here we go. Speak to Dr. Hagenmeyer in the lobby. Click on either the left or left or right hallway. Okay, so it doesn't really matter then. Cancel? No. Left or right hallway, so it doesn't really matter then.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
A few minutes later. What the? That's not it? Oh, I guess it's in here then.
Hey now! You can't go in there!
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Okay, so this one then? Oh, there she is. Alright, let's talk to Nurse Grendel.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Okay.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
You can tell me how my brother is, can't you?
Of course, monsieur. What is his name?
Jacques Marquet.
Let me see. He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory. That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
Okay.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
Oh.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
Okay. Let's ask her stuff.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Oh dear. I don't think he'll be needing that again.
Who?
Monsieur Boissy, the comatose clown.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's show
Does
this.
this gem mean anything to you?
It's beautiful, but I've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I don't recognize it.
Does this mean anything to you?
The Club Alamut? I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Is this plaster any use to you?
No, it isn't.
Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well,
No, it's okay. Forget it. I didn't really want to use it on her anyway. Do you recognize this tissue?
no, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay. My pocket's getting a little soggy.
Okay, let's get out of here then.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
Okay. I gotta come back. Alright. Okay, we can't open the closet. Pull the plug.
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors.
Yeah. How do we unplug it? Oh.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Awesome. Now I can investigate this hall closet.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Nothing. I just gotta check the, Yeah. Yeah. Quickly. Do it quickly. Perfect. I was saying.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Man, this guy does a lot of does a lot of things he shouldn't, which is stealing from other people and how do we get out of here? Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's stick to Dr. This Dr.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Aha! Just the man.
Really?
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Yeah, must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bonnie, come here, boy.
Uh-huh.
This is Benoit, my nephew.
Of
Can I
course.
trust you to look after him?
Your
Sure.
own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person,
You
sir.
don't even know who that is.
Are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary.
You don't even know who the
I
fuck he
look on
is.
it as a privilege. No, an honor.
I think you're working on
Your
you're
nephew,
you're
sir.
laying this on way too
fresh out of
thick,
Memphis. It will
George
open his
Stobart.
eyes to see a real Dr. Ramsey job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
This is still fucking hilarious. George Stobart is no more a doctor than I am. Hilarious. It's too fucking weird. Oh god, that's so fucking hilarious. Okay. Exhausto conversation.
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
Okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay.
Look at this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval type gemstone.
Yes, so I see. Remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
Sacre bleu! That's exactly what I needed in my last operation.
No, wait,
It
it's,
is?
I had to improvise with a knitting needle and a couple of corks. If only you'd been on hand at the time. My patient would have given his right arm for it.
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have, but okay.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir, I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
This is good.
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Nah. Damn it.
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
Intéressant. I thought I knew the ins and outs of the human body, but this has me beat. If I were you, I'd have this sample analyzed.
It's grease paint, dude.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
Hilarious, dude. Okay, let's head back to Nurse Brindle's ward, because we got the... we've got the, oh, we're gonna see me following us around now. Let's talk to, Nurse Brindle.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, doctor.
That's too fucking hilarious.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of
No.
course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day.
You're blinking,
2
dude.
weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
I'm gonna ask him everything, because I don't know why.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
Eye surgery.
That's a dumb thing to say. It's not sharp enough. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah, I haven't.
Do you know what this is?
Is it self-raising flour?
No. Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy. Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Alright. Whatever. I guess I will. Joe.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Oh, Doctor,
What now?
you didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Okay. I'll give it to this other douchebag then. Jeez.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay, well, I guess we have to give it to this other dude.
You don't have the first idea what...
I'll come back with...
Yeah, okay. Let's talk
Hey,
to...
Benoit!
Yeah, let's talk to Benoit. And give it to him. And let him do this bullshit, so we don't have to.
There's no need to shout.
Because he's actually...
What do you want?
Because he's actually a real doctor, and we're not.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
Somehow I got it.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the
Besides
wall?
me, of course.
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not as if he'd blend in with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive. I guess they're right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
I guess we'll ask me all this insane stuff too. It's fun.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Don't get cute with me.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
Yeah, sure.
Do you recognize this gem?
It isn't an emerald, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks. Are you Thomas Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No.
Then you won't be needing this. What do you think this tool is used for?
Branding mice without bending down.
No, it's not.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds Middle Eastern.
Can you think of any sensible use for this plaster?
Sensible? No. Puerile? Yes. But you've probably thought of those already.
Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection? No.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Satan's bottom.
I hate to say it, but you could be right. Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc. If you see that bear, kick him in the nuts. Rather you than me, pal.
Mm-hmm. Hilarious. What the... Doesn't look like he's...
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the...
Assassins? 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 Assassins?
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster?
Tell him
Who the fuck is that?
I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Yeah, I
Would
know.
that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met.
Oh,
What
man.
about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he is gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
As a theory about the location of
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Surprised he hasn't been arrested for, like, impersonating a medical official and impersonating a police officer and,
Oh, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, I guess.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Oh, shit. That's the dude that killed him. I bet the doctor
Are
killed
you
him.
sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no
Oh,
Dr. Braille working here.
oh,
He's an imposter!
oh, shit. That's ironic
The
considering
door's
that
locked. Help me, officer.
the ironic thing is he's an imposter too.
Stand back, monsieur.
Too late, the guy's dead. And the guy escaped. Oh, shit.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked.
The very last
Very
time.
last time.
Yep.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor
Yeah,
and take
that's
advantage of a
ironic.
dying
It's funny
man?
you say that.
Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window.
It's funny that you say that. Oh, what kind of a despicable person would impersonate a doctor and try to talk to him when he's dying? Except for me, of course, because I did that, but that's beside the point. Anyone else
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah, you showed me.
Oh, right.
Can you think of any use for this?
That's a thing for measuring blood pressure, isn't it? What are you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
Nah,
No.
I got a bunch of other useless stuff that I've stolen from other places in this game. What are you talking about?
Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's take another look.
Alright, I've already done this. Alright, let's get out of this, because I already did this.
That's the gem that Pegram...
Right.
There's a woman, but the
Okay, I already did this.
the night through my... There's a guy between them.
Okay.
That's the tripod and the...
Okay. Alright, let's exit conversation.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Moo? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
Okay. Alright. Where should we head to now?
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
Anything? I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you. Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
What's this guy? Should we talk to this guy, or we're going to talk to him?
I found this
That means nothing.
How did you manage to...
I had the right qualifications. A military manner, squeaky shoes, and an irrational hatred of children.
Does this
No.
Okay.
Does this white...
No, it doesn't.
Okay. I think I've already asked him all this stuff.
Can you give me any further...
Certainly, monsieur. That tripod, that belonged to John D.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John D. at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod,
No, he
do
doesn't.
you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think, if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on. What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little old lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
Who was Philippe le Bel?
You don't know? Philippe IV, the King of France.
Wasn't he the guy who wiped out the Knights Templar?
I have no idea, monsieur. All I know is he was King of France. I don't even know why he was called Philippe le Bel.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
Why is it I feeling you're full of shit?
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Ah oui, they cornered the market, cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the first thing about those
No,
guys, do
no.
No, monsieur.
I knew it.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes,
Yeah.
chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
You don't really know the first thing, do you?
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform
Because
with
it's
his
too fucking
tripod?
funny.
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Uh-huh. That's not that sophisticated.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
This guy, this
By the slight
trigger guy is so
pressure
stupid,
or
dude.
movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Wow, thank you for telling me exactly how to open it.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
Yeah.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. Let's talk to this guy over here.
I beg your pardon. Are you Andre Lobineau?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No, I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay, shoot.
Okay, let's ask him about this.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez.
Let's ask him about everything, so let's start up here first.
Take a look at this nose, Lobineau.
It really doesn't interest me, Georgie.
Okay.
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
What
do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Pegram? Professor Nigel Pegram? He's in Ireland, investigating a Templar site, isn't he?
He was, until he disappeared.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so.
What do you make of this ID card?
Nothing.
What do you make of this tool?
Interesting. Where did you get it?
From a dig in Paris.
Vraiment? I didn't realize there were any excavations in progress in the city.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Alamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot on modern geography, I'm afraid. The most recent map I have shows America as an English colony.
Do you recognize this white powder, Andre?
No.
Do you have any use for this, Andre?
Shouldn't think so, Georgie.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Let's ask him.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes. It was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes. They gave a new word to our language, Assassini,
The assassins. Right.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legend surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Of course.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Good point.
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud. Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
Charming.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn. Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flame grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to their victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off. Fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the Inquisitors.
Interesting.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
That's why they still have no.
How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
It sounds to me like they weren't like...
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Well, considering this game is
Do you
called...
think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
Well, considering this game is called BrokenSword Shadow of the Templars, I'm inclined to think that, yes, they do still exist. But we'll find out, I'm sure.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah. Not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf. This friend, who has the manuscript?
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
Alright.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Okay. Now how am I supposed to open? Oh. Oops. Dad!
Don't open.
No, you wait till he is not facing.
The rod turned smoothly, and the window above me opened.
Oh, I got it.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Click on the totem. What totem? Hours pass. There you go. Oh, there's those jerks.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dummy? Shine the light down here.
The mummy! It's come alive!
If that's a mommy, I'm glad I'm an orphan.
God damn it. Whoops! That, I didn't realize I could die there. Whoopsie! Yeah. I should probably, this time, save a lot. Yes. Well, now I know what to do, so I can do it all over again, this time without dying. Let's go back to the hospital again. And, redo what?
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
Alright, let's, this time let's do it correctly and not die. Shit. Dr. Hockenmeyer. All I see is this nerd, this assistant, and this dude. I'll worry about that later. I gotta.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Oh, well, actually, I'm,
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
Since I've already asked all this stuff, I don't really need to ask it again. I already know all the stuff, so... Goodbye.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Alright, let's talk to him and exhaust all this conversation real quick. They say to do that, so...
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Okay.
I'm looking for...
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are...
This is important.
We make no...
It's a matter of...
The railroad running... That...
I think I ought to... He's in league with a...
Nonsense. Besides, Marquez employ...
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell me...
Certain.
Okay.
Do you reckon...
No. This... We...
Do you reckon...
No, sir.
He might...
Not yet.
Like what?
Is careful.
Does the name...
No.
Does this tool...
Sacre.
It is?
I have to... If all my pay...
Have you ever heard...
No, sir.
Does this what...
No.
May I have...
You, man.
What do you make of...
I thought I knew the... If I were...
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Alright, now let's go back down the hallway here. Right. Why didn't it, A few minutes later. What the? What? I think I need to hit the left or right hallway. I did, and it took me there. Oh, I have to find out where to go first. Okay, let me ask her.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
What's so bad...
She runs...
Keeping...
Well, in the... Every... 6 o'clock... 6... Those...
She's...
And...
If...
She's like...
Oh, you...
No.
I was beginning... How do I...
Down the... Right again. Fair left. And turn...
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now I can probably go down that way. Yeah, you don't get that unless you talk to it and exhaust that conversation, I guess. See, there we go.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Let's stick to North Grendel here, really quickly.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this what...
It is. We have...
Can't you make...
You must...
I can't...
You can't... You will have...
Okay, I've already... So just exhausted conversation real quick.
Do you reckon...
Oh,
Who?
monsieur...
Do you reckon...
No.
Does this...
It's be...
Do you know...
No.
Does this tool...
I don't...
Does this...
The club...
Is this...
No.
Would you...
Oh.
No, it's okay. I didn't really want... Do you reckon...
No.
Well, I've been carrying it around my pocket. Do you have any...
Why?
I'll bet he...
Hardly.
What's wrong with...
He was a sick. His current... It's an...
It's an... Do you have a pay...
Oui, monsieur. He has been...
You can tell...
Of course.
Jacques...
Let me... He's...
I was told...
Oh, well, he... That's quite...
Do you know...
No.
Preferential...
That's...
Okay, bye.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come...
Thanks.
The second...
Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through this again because I already did all this and then I died, which... I guess we'll exhaust our conversation with him, too.
Hey now!
How come?
I'm
Hello.
What's that?
I said...
Oh!
I'd like...
That's what I... Don't look, no matter how...
Oh, yeah?
What?
You know what?
It's a
Take a look.
Are you a...
No. Do you reckon...
Who is he?
That's what I...
How should I...
Take a look at...
Yeah.
Now,
No.
what do you...
Oh. What is it?
I'll pray. Get me into Marquet.
I don't.
Do you
No.
No.
No, sir.
With this tool...
No. Whatever that.
Do you recognize...
You shouldn't.
I know that.
People get...
Sure.
They end up... She was...
Do you recognize...
Is that...
No.
It sure look...
It's...
Uh,
Would you like...
nothing you can pick up.
Like... No.
No, sir. And fungal...
What does...
You have a... And a son.
Okay, let's ask him the stuff.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
Yeah.
No,
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you've got with this metal mop foot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is? Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the quarters?
Besides yourself, of course.
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
Yeah.
He is.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Okay, goodbye.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Mm-hmm. Alright, just pull the plug.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Nothing. He's a machine and, let's go, oh yeah, open the, close it real quick here. Thank you.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Alright. Let's head back to the front lobby now. Are we supposed to head back to the front lobby? Oh, right, this way. Okay, stop this dude. Again.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy.
Bunny?
This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysit. Who do you think I and you are on my... I look on it as a privilege. No, an honor to look after you.
That's still so fucking hilarious.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will... Oh,
I'll bet.
show him.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, we're done with this.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
Alright, let's talk to Benoit and exhaust all the conversations with him.
Hey, Benoit!
There's no need to... What do you want?
Okay, let's ask him about everything.
Does this fall...
No, do we have to wear...
No, we don't. Do you recognize...
No, monsieur.
Does this
Not miss.
Have you ever...
No, sir.
What does...
Isn't that used to...
I hope not.
No, right?
Have you ever heard...
No, sir.
Do you know what...
No, sir.
Shake my...
I don't think...
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have...
I do.
What does this...
Is that it?
No. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut up.
Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
That's funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Alright. It's funny how she doesn't recognize him, even though she just
Good
talked to him a
afternoon,
few
Doctor.
seconds ago.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, doctor.
I remember this.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Alright, let's talk to this dude again.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Who thinks he's something bad is happening to
The
him.
nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. It's a...
I see.
Just a...
I might not have been a doc. This guy was nuts.
Yeah, really.
I know it.
It's called blinking.
Serious?
Of course it isn't.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks out of...
I don't have time.
Okay, let's ask him everything real quick.
Do you...
Nah.
Do you reckon...
Nah.
A cold...
One of your...
No. Does this...
No.
Have you heard...
No, Doc.
Do you know what...
I said...
That's a dumb... Have you ever...
Nah.
Do you know what...
Is it so...
No. Do you know what...
No.
I thought about... But I just... Have you any idea...
Please.
Which bed... What's the matter?
I don't... Hey!
We doctors...
Then...
Has Marquet...
Nah. You feel...
Well...
Thanks for...
Alright, goodbye.
Well, goodbye, and...
Thanks, Doc.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Attempt to go by this room here.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Yeah, okay, asshole. You know, I'm not really a doctor, you know.
Seems fine.
You're not...
Of course.
No.
I can't. I'll come.
Okay, let's talk to him.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Here.
Thank you, sir. What?
Well, keep it simple. Are you ready with...
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sockmarsh.
Okay.
I'm done.
Bonjour.
Well, let's ask him everything.
Do you reckon...
Don't...
Do you reckon...
No.
Do you reckon...
It didn't.
Thanks. Are you...
No.
Then you... What do you think?
Brand.
Have you ever...
No.
Can you think...
Since...
Would you like...
What for?
As a jet...
Only if...
What does this...
It looks that...
I hate to say it.
That was so funny.
Have you heard of a guy called
He's in...
Marquez?
I would... He has...
I have...
What for?
Routine.
What if you...
I'll...
That's...
Well, I've...
The what...
Thanks. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
A gorilla?
No.
How...
Well...
Is that again?
No.
Don't you think...
Well, but who? It's not... I checked. They told me... I guess...
Sorry, I'm trying to speed this along because I'm trying to get back to where I was at. And then I'm going to save right before I get to this point so I don't have to, like, do all this over again, you know?
Catch you later.
Au revoir. If you see... Rather you than me, pal.
Mm-hmm.
Marquet?
Yes.
You have?
Well,
I just...
see?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not... I never...
so?
What should I...
Tell
What you have...
not I.
Would that...
You
We've met. What about...
il
And...
as
They have geese?
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient.
No, he's not.
Herr Hagenmeier was to hear that.
Okay, I'd learned all I...
You ain't a doctor. Of course, I'm not a doctor either, but that's beside the point.
Ah, there you are. I finished.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that? No.
It's all right.
That's not a doctor.
Are you sure?
We must...
There's no doctor.
He's an The door's...
Stand back, miss...
And he did. And the guy escaped out the window.
I found...
Did he talk?
Yeah,
Is
Yeah.
does this what kind?
I'm
it
trying to say
count?
that.
No, he got away. Have you ever heard...
No.
Marquez?
He is big.
Don't remind... He had one... I'll never try... Do you think
I don't. Besides,
he was pumped? He wouldn't have...
Alright, I saw that.
Can you think of...
that's it. What's it?
I picked it up...
You ought to...
No. Why should I feel guilty about that?
I guess I'd better go...
Which...
I'll let you...
Alright, let's get back to Dot Pop now. So we can... I'm gonna save when I get to the, back to the museum. This time we will... Maybe I'll save when I get... once I get in here.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for...
Anything? You wouldn't?
Why not?
It is on.
You don't believe...
Oh, yeah. It meant when...
Well...
This... But...
Scared...
Alright, let's ask him all this stuff. Even though he doesn't really have any information either.
Can you give me...
Certainly. That tripod...
What's the...
D was...
Don't you...
Well, whatever...
What kind of...
Oh,
Yeah... Can I take...
what? That
House of...
a pin...
How...
By the...
It strike...
It has...
The sign on the...
It does...
Yeah...
Most...
You don't know it.
No, I don't. Oh... It was... He taught me... But...
Why don't you...
You know... Do you...
You're it. What can you...
However... That lick... Yeah, you...
Who was...
You don't...
Wasn't...
All I know... I don't...
What can you tell?
When did they move? 50? Didn't...
You don't know anything,
I
right?
thought...
That is... You see, a few natural...
I guess they must...
Yeah,
You don't know the first...
No.
Of course not.
I found...
That means...
How did you man...
I had a minute...
Mm-hmm.
Does this...
No.
Do you reckon...
I don't...
Do you reckon...
No, me...
I guess not. Do you...
We miss...
Have you ever...
Oh, no.
Does this...
No.
Would you like to...
Not what...
What do you...
It is...
Goodbye.
Thanks.
Alright, let's talk to this guy now. Exhaust all the conversation with him real quick. Yeesh.
I beg your pardon.
That's me?
No.
Help?
My name...
Well,
Take a look.
it really...
Does the guy...
No.
What do you make...
It's the... Well,
From Professor...
Picra isn't here.
He was.
Did
Yeah. Do you think...
No, you're not...
What do you make?
Nothing.
What do you...
Inter...
From a dish?
When...
Does this match...
Halamut...
Where is it?
Somewhere. I'm not the most...
Do you recognize...
No.
Do you have any...
Ah,
I'd like to...
no.
What is this?
Not...
Okay, let's ask him all this
Have
stuff
you
now.
ever heard of...
Why, yeah. It was...
At...
Yeah.
How did the... ass-
A young man. He awoke the fresh...
Cool.
I haven't...
Really good, good.
The young man. He was told... I have...
How did the... ass-
Well, then...
And they'd stop...
You...
Does the call...
Take a look...
Do you know...
Not... I will...
When was the...
Oh,
The second...
maybe.
So...
Pardon?
Nothing. Does the name...
Sure.
A public...
More...
That... I found a... Where was...
Does he know the...
What can you...
He...
I know...
Must be... Here. The trouble...
If the temple...
But... The Pope...
Friend...
Fed. He was... Philip...
So what would...
That day... That's the... I don't know. It was the...
What happened?
Philip... Not some...
Like what?
Oh, the... Devil...
Well, that must have...
Well, most of the... 100... They died.
But surely...
Yeah, sorry, I'm going through this real quickly because
They didn't... The records...
I already read all this already and I don't
What
want to
would
go
you
through it
not
again.
admit to?
So that...
Not... No.
So for...
Oh, no. There was...
I'd like your...
Vraiment...
No, it's... There are certain...
And three...
There isn't... I was...
Without...
Just tell me...
The night... Does the... I'd love...
Can you tell...
I... Soldier... The... Great...
Gee. How did the...
From... The... People... The other...
You're a...
Glad...
How come the...
They were... So... The...
Damn,
Is
this
it
guy-
true the treasure...
damn,
of
this
the
guy's
master-
long-winded.
Oh...
What do you mean by...
The Templar... There are people...
Do you think that...
No.
The man you...
In part...
Yeah.
Well...
I'm not... Maybe I should... Yeah, she's...
Nah.
Maybe my imagination. Suddenly...
Yeah.
This friend...
we...
She lived...
Ah! I'll...
I think you...
See...
It's true.
Before...
I heard the...
There was... The tripod...
Well... Why don't you...
Because I...
Well, don't you...
It's not a... That tripod...
I get your point.
Click on the totem. What's the totem? Let's see totem. What are you talking about? Okay, I need to actually
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
is this the totem?
Watch out!
Okay, that's the totem then. I need to click on that and the click stop. Alright. That's the totem. Let's pause. So that's what I'm supposed to click on. Alright. Let me save real quick here so that I don't have to go through all this again. Save on move 3 here. Yes. Nope. Not yet. No, wait. Turns around. Away from the, thank you.
The rod turned smoothly, and the window above me opened.
Alright. And while he's doing that, I shall come over here and get in the sarcophagus. There we go. Sneaky like a mouse. Right.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Okay, so we're gonna click on that totem right at the crook's paws. There they are.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Okay. There we go.
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
There we go. Oh, well, that didn't go so well. Oh, never mind. What the? What the? What?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
Oh,
You mean...
Oh, shit, she did it.
It was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plan. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
Let's do it. Oh, it worked.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again.
Oh.
He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, okay. So the dude already knew her? So the dude already knew her then? That's...
What do you think the purpose...
On the manuscript, the gem is shown mounted on top of it.
So, we risked a criminal charge to steal a display stand?
Don't ask me. Maybe it's intended to hold the gem in a specific position.
Maybe.
Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for the downfall was Philippe IV, the King
Yeah, I
of
already know
France,
that.
otherwise known as Philippe le Bel.
I've heard of him.
Well, he is known to his...
Yeah, I heard of him since I already just heard that
I doubt
conversation
that the
already.
Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
Yeah, I already did.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that... There's a woman, but the reflect... The night's through my teeth. There's a guy between them.
Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, I guess we're done here then. And head back to...
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Yeah.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Aww. I can see they're starting to get romantically interested in each other. Even though she said that they were just going to be a total platonic relationship. Right. Okay. Let's get out of here. And head back to the... Oh, we gotta go back to this place again? That's crazy. Alright, skip down again, huh? Why are we talking to him again?
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What's with the long face?
Haven't you heard? The tripod was stolen.
No kidding.
I just don't get it. So many other treasures, and the thieves choose the tripod.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies in Paris. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy.
Yeah, stay away from
I
her.
didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Yeah, I hope you are too.
Well, we, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. They were talking about the manuscript. That's my girlfriend, but bitch, leave her alone. Alright,
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
anything else?
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched. The manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights Templar.
A romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
Just...
Oh, oui? What would you say if
I'd call the police.
That's what I thought.
Who was it?
Oh, I don't know, really. It was just a hypothetical question.
That's too bad.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
Hilarious.
You're welcome.
Hilarious. It's funny. He's gonna tell him, oh, by the way, I know someone who stole it, but, yes. Hilarious. Alright, let's see the museum. Wishes to be the relocation of non-typical others. Okay, speak to the juggler. Alright. Let's talk to the clown. Another clown?
Hey.
Jeez.
You with the balls.
Oui?
Oh god. Another clown.
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Have you seen this man before?
No.
Feast your eyes on this.
Incroyable. Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And the guy who was supposed to get
Yeah, maybe he is
was
ghost.
shot and then murdered in his hospital bed. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
You work in a lab.
No, try again.
You steal lab passes?
No.
Well, not as a habit.
Not as a habit.
Special case.
Special case.
This gadget is a sewer key.
I do not want it. Thank you.
Well, I'm not selling it. I just wanted your opinion.
It is hardly my area of expertise.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You smoke.
No, I don't.
In that case, it means nothing to me.
Does this plaster interest you?
Well,
Forget it. Forget that I asked. What do you think of this?
it is a medical device, oui?
Oui. Yes. It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands.
Oh, it's a clown.
Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
It looks like one of mine, or at least another jongleur.
Or a clown?
Me not.
Hardly a breakthrough.
Right.
I've got a medieval tripod.
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Oh.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contre-gravitique aeroballetique mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be?
Right. Obviously, how good could it be? Anything.
A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult.
Yeah.
Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Yep.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
Yeah, I guess not. Bye.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Alright. Let's talk to this guy over here.
Excuse me, officer.
Oh, there's a cop.
And how may I help you?
Oh, wow.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one.
No.
Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur. You have it.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Yeah, okay.
Hi again.
Oui?
Look, a red nose.
How you say, whoop-de-doo.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have got...
No.
Huh?
Allow me to...
If you...
Okay. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. Without a word, he collected his balls...
Nah! Hilarious. In fact, you said that. And you just looked that
and
way.
left in a fury.
Hmm.
Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear.
Chill.
Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Okay. Use the sewer key. Okay. So now why we have to still have the sewer key. Because we gotta use it to open other sewers. Hmm.
I couldn't open it with my bare hands.
That's why we got this, dude. Thank you. Now, let's go down. The sewers again, huh? Wonderful. What a wonderful smell I've discovered. Nice.
Close up, I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe. The inscription was hard to... The inscription was undecipherable. I wondered why. The inscription... I wondered... The inscription... Close up. Mine... Maybe. The inscription was I wonder... Hey! That's hollow! It was time for some brutal destruction.
Yeah.
Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever.
Mm-hmm.
Here goes. Hey, cool! Inside the hole, I could see one of the cogs had come loose and jammed the mechanism solid. Inside the hole. Inside the hole.
I see. I see. Then we can pull it up. Okay. Makes sense. and he breaks it open.
Inside the hole...
Okay. Oh, right. Boom! Alright. Let's go in the secret cave. In the sewers. Down the stairs.
I could hear voices from the lit area. This was it. The conspiracy was revealed. Okay, nobody move. At last, you're all going... And you can...
Uh-huh. Well, that didn't go so well. And I didn't save again. Oh, boy. Well, that's just great. Now I gotta do this over again, huh? No? I talked to this guy? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I just need to do this again then. That'll teach me to not save my game.
The rod turns...
Okay. Give me some confidence, George. Don't have time to mess with this stuff. I gotta get done with this shit already. God, I can't believe I screwed up again. Ah.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours.
Eh
bien.
Good.
Okay, let's just skip all this again because I've already seen it. Now I gotta do this over again. Oh, that's frustrating. Hours pass. Yeah, I know. And the minute they get a chance, I can push this damn thing on these two crooks.
Hey, Guido! Look!
Quick, fool! Get your ass!
Alright. Okay.
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
That's still funny. Nico did that.
And when I woke, luckily,
Porsche.
What a...
I don't...
Yeah.
No.
You mean...
Sit on it.
It was... Oh...
That's
I just... We're supposed... And how come...
Done.
That's so jokes.
Aren't you going...
I guess so.
Hilarious.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem...
Maybe...
There's nothing on...
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
not at... He was... It's not... He made his... I believe...
I sure...
It's just me all this stuff, because I already did all this other stuff.
What do you think?
Only man...
So...
Don't have...
Okay, let's not this again. Okay.
Labino...
Yeah?
The cult...
Oh.
Let's take an...
I already did all this, so,
That's the tribe...
far up from there, yeah. Okay, we already asked all that. Let's,
Have you found...
Yes, the guy, otherwise...
I've
heard of...
Yeah, I know all this.
I'm sure...
Okay, we're down here then.
I have to...
Already?
Time...
Okay.
Oh. She gets more and more excited to see him every time. Because I think she's starting to like him. Alright. Let's, as soon as we, get to, we need to head back to Lobano and talk to him again. Really quickly. And then we can go to that other place.
Hi, Andre.
Hello.
What's with the...
Haven't you...
No kid?
I just saw...
A modern day...
Who knows? Hey.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't expect...
I hope you're referring
No,
to...
you're the rage group.
Man, we, of course.
Well, you better be. Don't be talking about a girl like that. Alright, let's see here.
What did you make it that we get?
It's a...
What
it was...
Tourist?
Oh, we did to... It was...
Have you just...
There's, this...
Who's he?
The only...
How can you...
Zero. No.
Can you...
Is...
Were they...
No.
Oh.
The...
I already read all this, so... Okay, goodbye.
Thanks for your...
You're well...
Alright, now we can head back to that other place. And... do all the other stuff that we did before. And then save our game again. And make sure that we don't end up dying this time. Because I wasn't aware you could die there. Okay. Let's talk to this clown again.
Hey!
Ask him everything real quick.
Oui?
Okay.
Look.
Are you...
Have you seen...
No.
Feet? I think so.
Some...
Oh, that's... Both and... Do you want...
No.
Does this...
You what?
No.
You still...
No. This guy...
I do...
Oh, I'm not selling it.
It is...
Does this ma...
You sm...
No, I don't.
In that...
Does this... Forget it. What do you...
It is...
We. It didn't...
Does this green... It looks...
Or a class...
Me...
Hardly. I've...
And man...
What do you...
Let's... On an...
Wow.
No...
How did you... It's you.
No...
A...
It's... With...
Wait. Are any... Thank... I don't think so. That juggler...
Oh, but...
I'll give it a...
Be my...
I had no... But this guy... A lot more... Still...
Okay. Then let's give the...
Not so easy out...
No, I...
Now let's show the clownos to
Catch
the...
you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Show the clownos the cop over here.
Excuse...
And...
Yes. Show you
Does
this.
this red... Do I...
No, no. And...
What do you mean?
Whoever...
He had a... So, you're saying... But if I...
You...
Okay. Goodbye.
I'll see you around...
We...
Alright, now let's go ask this guy again. To juggle, but this time let's...
Hi again.
Oui?
Look.
Are you...
I'd like to have...
You have...
No.
Huh?
Allow me...
If you...
Okay. The juggler was speechless with rage. He could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls...
Ah, that's still funny.
and left in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls!
That one's pretty funny too.
Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Shit. Okay, so now we have a ball. So I guess we need that later on for some reason? Alright. But anyway, let's go down the sewers now. Onward. We got 5 minutes left. So I won't get to see what's beyond. Oh. Well, if I hurry up, I can get to Syria. I guess I will get to Syria and then end the video. Or maybe I'll wait until we get to the next time. I don't know. Let me do this shit again real quick though. These sewers.
Close up, I could see mine, maybe. The inscription, I wonder...
Let's see. No, not that. This. Thank you.
Hey! It was time for some brutal destruction.
Yeah. Smash. And then do this. Okay. Okay, I guess I can't do that yet.
Close up, and behind it...
Maybe now I can do it. No? Why not?
Here goes. Hey, cool.
Wait,
Inside the hole.
Okay. Oh, I see. You have to do that first. Because it didn't work before. It just let me do it. I don't understand. Whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna just, there. Alright. This time we're gonna save our game. Because, yeah. I don't want to die again. Save it on the same spot here, since we... there we go. Save again under that, and then... what's this? Oh, I see.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
Who the fuck are these people?
In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Okay.
The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing.
The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is
Interesting.
emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us. Everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost.
New order, huh?
Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
So, interesting.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
And him. There's a woman there, you know. Okay. So they're nuts. Alright. Let's go downstairs now. That instead of like dying this time, hopefully we can actually just go down there and
I noticed 3 small notches around the edge of the stump's top.
maybe the tripod will fit there. And then put the gem on it.
The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the Broken Sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous.
Yeah.
That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Okay. Alright, let's get out of here.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
Alright, let's get out of here and head to Syria. And when we get there, I will end the video. And next time we will explore Syria. Or Marib, which is in Syria. But that will be next time. We don't need to escape here. Syria. Okay, well that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Monday I will be doing some Mega Man Maker levels. Tuesday I'll be either playing Batman for the NES or Final Fantasy 1, I haven't decided yet. Wednesday I'll be continuing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I peeked ahead to see what I have to do after Grimria. Oh my god, that fight's gonna be insane. Because I've got 2 fights. Because after I beat one boss, I have to take down another one without healing, which is going to be really insane. But, and then Thursday I'll be playing Daydreaming Davy. Friday I'll be playing Ken's Labyrinth. Saturday we'll continue Resident Evil 2. And of course Sunday we'll continue BrokenSword Shadow of the Templars, where I'll be in Syria and figure out what I need to do there. But anyway, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to visit post which you can and enjoy, so follow me to the account at ChildDAs91. That's all for now. Bye bye. Let's get out of here. Yeah.